Friday past marked my 10th anniversary on YouTube. Although in the first few years I uploaded videos kinda sporadically. It wasn't until winter 2017 that I got serious, which was when my channel started to gain momentum. What better bird for me to do a video on for this occasion than the one that I love the most, and have known the longest. With me since the beginning. Of course, I'm talking about the spunky, goofy, sweet, beautiful, and intelligent blue jay. Enjoy. Of all the birds that I've come to know over the years, when it comes to the knowledge and relationships I've gained, none hold a candle to this common North American jay. A large songbird measuring roughly 10 to 12 inches and weighing 2.5 to 3.5 ounces, females tend to be slightly smaller than males. With beautiful vivid blue or purplish plumage and gorgeous patterns in their wing feathers bearing a resemblance to stained glass, you can see this crested corvid all year round because they are resident birds in most of their range. Partners in Flight estimates a global breeding population of 13 million. With 87% living in the US and 13% living in Canada. They are numerous throughout eastern and central United States as far south as Florida and northeastern Texas. Although not as populated, they can be found in the west too. Blue jays are in nearly every province of Canada, especially in more southern locations. Not too picky about what forest they live in, blue jays are found in nearly every type. Ones near oak trees are favored though, and they are more numerous near the forest edge than in the deep woods. Quite common in urban and suburban areas, they frequent backyards, especially ones with feeders that have peanuts in the shell, sunflower seeds, and suet. Platform, tray, and hopper feeders are their preferred choice. As with many other birds, bird baths are also appreciated. An omnivore and opportunistic eater, they will consume just about anything. However, natural sources of nuts and seeds make up the vast majority, even more so over winter. In summer, they glean insects and spiders from trees, shrubs, and on the ground, and may even search the tubulars of the carnivorous pitcher plant for insects. Occasionally, they have a bite of a berry or other fruit. Also, grains may be consumed, and they'll take dead or injured small animals. Should a jay come across a nest, they will take the eggs or nestlings, however they do not seek out nests primarily as a source of food. And more often than not, the eggs or nestlings are taken back to their own young to feed. Research has revealed that stomach contents of the blue jay over a year are about 22% animal matter, with acorns, nuts, fruits, and grains making up almost the entire remainder. Blue jays hold food items in their feet while pecking them open. They can also hold several peanuts or acorns in the throat pouch and beak. They do this with seeds as well. It is often thought that the jays are gobbling up all the food, when in fact they are loading up so that it can be carried off somewhere else to hide away for later feeding. A smart thing to do. Although they are resident birds, some populations of blue jays do migrate. Researchers have been perplexed by this for years though, because some jays may remain in their range over winter one year but leave the next. It seems that young birds are more likely to move, however many adults leave. Even when they do migrate, they don't typically travel far, and are considered short-distance migrants. Thousands of blue jays have been seen migrating in flocks along the Great Lakes and Atlantic coast. Can you imagine what that must be like? Wow, something I'd love to see. As I said earlier, blue jays are expanding their range further west, coexisting in some areas with their close cousin, the Steller's jay. They look similar and are the only North American jays to have a crest. There are many marked differences between these two jays. The Steller's jay lacks the black markings on the head and neck, doesn't have a white belly, chest, face, wing bar, or wingtips, and their crest is black, not blue. One notable thing about these beautiful birds is that the blue color is a result of light scattering, all possible due to the structure of their feathers. If you ever see a blue jay feather, hold it up by backlighting it to see the true shade. An interesting thing about the appearance of blue jays is the black markings, which extend across the face, nape, and throat. In each jay, this varies quite a lot, giving them a unique look that probably helps them recognize one another. The charming crest is another fascinating attribute. Jays use it to express to one another their mood. For example, if they are foraging with flock mates, it's usually lowered, expressing that the jay is in a calm state. However, when ticked off with another jay, the crest raises, signifying aggression. These guys also puff out their feathers, in an attempt to appear big, therefore intimidating other jays or birds. This is done to show off their health condition to a mate, too. Another more conspicuous form of communication, of course, is their loud jeer call, one everyone is familiar with. The vocabulary of blue jays doesn't end here, though, for they make a whole host of different calls, ranging from loud, comical, odd, and quiet. One of them is the squeaky gait, clue-loo. There are two versions. This one, usually done by males while bobbing up and down, may be used to claim territorial space. And the other version, used by both sexes. It seems to have several functions. Can be a way to alert their mate to other intruding blue jays and birds like crows, also used to locate one another. Although they aren't noted as having a true song, there is one tune they sing in spring and summer called the Whisper Song. It's an odd assortment of clicks, chucks, whirs, whines, and elements of other calls that lasts around 2 minutes and is very low. Many people haven't heard this unique and interesting melody, but it's worth listening to if you should ever hear one singing. Blue jays are also good mimics of hawks and other birds. These calls can let other jays know that a hawk is around, or it may be used to deceive others into believing a hawk is present. Pretty clever. One of my favorite calls is the female's rattle call, or as I like to call it, the gurgle bob, for obvious reasons. I see single females making the call and mated ones when in the company of their male partner and other jays. Its function is probably for territorial space and competition for a mate. While on the topic of mated pairs, blue jays stay with the same partner year after year. In spring, you may see several jays together as they try pairing up with a partner. Usually, a few males surround a female while they make some calls. The female watches closely and eventually takes flight with the males following her. Once paired up, the male brings her food offerings as a courtship ritual to show that he can provide for a family. For pairs that have already been paired up from previous years, the males too give food offerings. The male and female look for a suitable place to build an open cup nest made of twigs, grasses, and other natural items. Both work to find nest material, and construction of it is done together, although the female does more nest building and the male more gathering of sticks and such. Twigs used in the outer part of the nest are usually taken from live trees, and birds often struggle to break them off. Either deciduous or coniferous trees are used, and the nest is built in the crotch or thick outer branches, about 10 to 25 feet above the ground. Once it is completed, the female begins laying eggs. Incubation is only done by her. During this time, the male guards the nest area and brings her food. After 17 to 18 days, the babies hatch and are fed by the hard-working male for the first couple of weeks. They can have as many as 5 nestlings who grow very quickly, with the last few days or so being too crowded for the female to brood them. This is when she starts bringing more food and guards the nest. At 17 to 21 days, the nestlings fledge and are fed by both parents for another month or two. At this point, the juveniles hang out with other jays of their age. The adult jays are now heavily molting, losing all of their head and neck feathers, and are practically bald for a week or two before new feathers grow in. This way of molting is odd and not understood. Some jays lose all of their head feathers while others don't. It doesn't appear to have anything to do with the health or diet of the bird and isn't because of mites. Genetics may be at play though, but why some do this isn't clear. Since these birds often mate for life, pairs remain together throughout the entire year on their territory. An interesting thing about them is that although typically food offerings are only done by the male, in this case, females also give food offerings to their mate. This can be seen more so in late summer and autumn. If it weren't for how well I know the blue jays in my area to the point of being able to name each of them, I'd probably never have discovered that about them. Here, Sweet Girl gives her mate Blue of 10 years a seed. Aw, so sweet. I've seen this many times and have been noticing more of this behavior from other females over the past year or two. Blue jays can live very long lives. Some individuals frequenting your backyard could be as old as 15. Due to the high mortality rate of younger birds, the average lifespan is around 7 years old. Incredibly, the oldest known wild blue jay was at least 26 years, 11 months old. It was banded in the Newfoundland area of St. Pierre and Miquelon in 1989, and was found there in 2016. To me, blue jays are endlessly fascinating. No other bird has held my attention like these guys, 10 years and going strong. Although I know a few different species very well, such as the red-breasted nuthatch and black-capped chickadee, there is no comparison to how well I've come to recognize the blue jay. I have known and named so many individuals over the last 10 years. The ones I have to thank, though, are Blue and Sweet Girl, the ones who allowed me the greatest insight and welcomed me with open wings into their incredible world, permitting me access to many of their nests and fledglings. From them, I've gained many other jays as close friends, further enriching my experience and understanding of these complex jays. Some of my blue jays have even made it to merchandise, like these: Blue, Sweet Girl, Feisty Jay, and Nova. Of all that I went over on the blue jay, what did you find most interesting? What experiences have you had with them? Comment below and let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Happy birding.
Aww. Blue just gave Sweet Girl a peanut. So, Blue does not like stringy stuff. I'm not sure if he'll take it off while on my hand, but sometimes he does. He will take it off though eventually. There he goes. There. He will not go off with the peanut that has a string on it until he has it removed. Oh my god, you crack me up, Blue. Here you go, sweetie.